Minds outside it. Medic Corps got the sit in the middle. All the best underneath them, and Wangdi's pushing on deeper. Noble Falcon 3 off the lead position, beautifully on the circle from Ambitious Tycoon. Always Win out wider from Romantic Symphony deep. Lucky Combination on the rail. A break Toy Quest, My Chief, Horoscope, Courageous is last 12 off the leaders. Kimberley Minds outside Ever Success, little between them. Wangdi 3 deep doing it tough. Medic Corps been bet heavily. Has a great trip. All the best underneath it. Romantic Symphony and Always Win comes through. Noble Falcon tracking them through. Lucky Combination going for the inside runs. Medic Corps pulls out. Lets down okay, but he's got to get past Kimberley Minds. Romantic Symphony coming on. Edgar's riding hard on Courageous from a mile back. He's staying on very well. He might get close. Medic Corps in front. Out in the middle, Romantic Symphony and Courageous still closing. Medic Corps, Romantic Symphony. Courageous trying hard. The favourite through the middle. Medic Corps holding on and wins it. Medic Corps first. Romantic Symphony second. Lucky Combination a nose third, and Courageous a pimple fourth. Next in Horoscope, right there Ever Success, Always Win in the middle. So too Noble Falcon. Toy Quest pulls up quickly. My Chief, Kimberley Minds, Romantic Symphony just in front of those. Horoscope has pulled up as, in fact, Wangdi has pulled up as one of the last runners. Medic Corps, great ride, Felix. Put him in a spot from barrier 12, got cover. Romantic Symphony dropped his nose. Maybe Lucky Combination has got second. It's very close. And Courageous has come around the field from a mile back, and he's just been touched out in a photo finish. On the screens, I suppose it looked as though he was never going to get there, but the angles can be telling here. They do look as though they're a lot further back than they are in real life. Here's the shutter cam. Your Lucky Combination drops his nose and just gets second from Romantic Symphony, and a nose Courageous, who's flat out on the line third. And you can see as it scrolls onto the next horses, Romantic Symphony puts his head down again and clearly would have got second. He just had his head up at the wrong spot. Nine's the winner, Medic Corps, Tony Cruz and Felix Kutzi. They'd be thrilled with their performance in the previous on Thunder. And this fellow, Medic Corps, no doubt is a very useful horse. He's a Mukadama out of the mare Given Thought. He's an Australian bred 4-year-old. And it is official, 9, 3 and 12.
And the Aussie breds just continue to dominate this card, and Felix Kurtzy in the saddle. Launceston, there's the top 8 with Classic Corralta, the fancied runner. Sale will follow Launceston.
When Mark Richards was assessing them from the paddock, he made the mention that Falcon Flight has very much of a winter coat coming through, and Delta Form was getting quite warm and not handling the conditions. I think we see that each year, the Americans coming at this time of the year. Around December, they do struggle with the climate change.
Yes, they do. And I asked Janine Sahadi earlier about that because it was very warm out here. And she said she'd walked the distance from the quarantine barn to the paddock and thought this was going to be a long walk for this horse. He's going to get warm, but there's nothing we can do to control the weather. So we're just going to have to try it.
All the indications were there actually earlier this week that it was going to be quite cool at this end. When these horses were just arriving, we had a cold snap, but now it's come back to rather temperate conditions.
Yes.
Okay, well, the runners are loading in. All the money has been for the French filly. Accra Released, number 13. She'll start from barrier 10 in the dark blue colours with the pale blue cap. The latest call of the market has her now at 3 point... No, she's come down even further now to 2.9, $29, pushing Ekra out to 32, and number 2, Ange Gabriel at 4.9. It's really been a betting race in 3 as we take you to David Rafal now for the call of the Hong Kong Vase.
Yes, 2,400 metres, Darren, and Ekra so thrilling last year. An inventive ride by Dettori. The public expecting something similar from him, possibly when they made him favourite, but Aqua Released, the great French filly, one of the best mares in the world, is now the favourite at $29. The last of the runners about to move in. Aqua Released, one of them for Dominic Berth. He's had a great year. Christophe Soumillon to bring Polish Summer, a lovely horse by Polish precedent to move in. Ange Gabriel moves in. Indigenous, the old champ, is in. We're ready to go. Stand by, they're racing. Falcon Flight jumped well. Ange Gabriel away nicely, but Idle is going to get to the lead. Delta Form Ekra getting forward, and also Polish Summer taking a spot. Ange Gabriel will get the sit on them, and Caracola the grey on the rail. Guadalupe in midfield and Falcon Flight the rail. Delta Form's pushing on. Indigenous and the filly getting back Aqua Released. Rainbow and Gold cheers Hong Kong Luxwell, and last of all, about 12 off the leaders, Greenmore. Ekra's getting to the front, and Frankie's going to be able to drop the anchor here. Idle's a bit fresh, ends up outside him as he wouldn't settle, and Polish Summer shunted a bit wider. Caracola behind the leaders, and Delta Form's doing a bit of scenic viewing at the moment. 3 wide, can't get in. Ange Gabriel under it. Falcon Flight, the rail, travels midfield. Next then Guadalupe, Rainbow and Gold, Indigenous, Aqua Release, Cheers Hong Kong. Back to second last is Lux Wallet at the tail, Greenmore. Past the mile, Ekra by 1.5. Idle second, 1.5. Polish Summer travelling third. Caracola 4. Delta Form doing it tough, but he hangs on there and sits in 5. Ange Gabriel under it. Falcon Flight, the rail. Guadalupe, the little filly, travelling in midfield. From Rainbow and Gold, Indigenous, and right there Aqua Released in the middle. From Cheers Hong Kong, Luxwell and Greenmore, one of the bolters at the tail. At the 1200, Ekra's having a dream in front. Read this: 25-9, 24-9, 25-7. You'd like to be on. Ekra by 2. Idle second. Polish Summer third. Delta Form gets a bit closer. Next then the bolter Caracola. Falcon Flight, Ange Gabriel giving them a start. Next then Guadalupe, Rainbow and Gold. Burf will have to get busy on the Wonder Filly, Aqua Release to get closer. From Idle, Cheers Hong Kong. Luxwell next and Greenmore last of all. Past the half mile, 25-2. Slower than last year. He's in front, Ekra, leading by 1 to Idle in second, trying to stay there. Next on the inside, Caracola. Polish Summer next as Frankie rolls well. Delta Form is done and Ange Gabriel starts its run. 4 lengths off the leaders. Falcon Flight with it. Guadalupe next near the quarter pole. Ekra crosses it in 23-7. Idle chasing hard. Ange Gabriel comes to the centre. Back to the inside. Polish Summer chasing hard for Sumion. Ekra's in front of the 200. A length break. He's digging in. Ange Gabriel. And here comes Falcon Flight late. Ange Gabriel sweeps to the lead. Aqua Released has got up the fence for Burfin coming through. Ange Gabriel's in front. The position wins the race. Ange Gabriel by 3/4 beat Aqua Released. Falcon Flight chased hard ahead away third, and Ekra 4. Polish Summer couldn't go on with them. Followed by Idle, Guadalupe, Cheers Hong Kong, Greenmore, Luxwell, Caracola, Delta Form, Indigenous and Rainbow and Gold last of all. Aqua Released has come home hard. Ange Gabriel sat in front of her though. That was the difference on the line. Falcon Flight rallied again, and Ekra, he couldn't produce like last year. He did his best. 2 great horses have beaten him home. In fact, 3 of them. And Ange Gabriel, Terry Janet, Eric Lebeau, providing this great horse, very promising. A genuine Grade 1 stayer. The French can produce tough horses, and this one, Ange Gabriel, was set for the race, a training triumph. And I think this is a lesson that all international trainers can learn from. You dodge a race to win one.
Impressive, wasn't it? And how about the run of Aqua Release with the slow early times getting home very well. That's the first race on the Hong Kong card which hasn't been won by an Australasian-based sire, showing how well they've done through the card. The runner-up by Danehill, and Falcon Flight in third position, the American stayer prepared by Donald Burke, and the son of Arborea finished unplaced Delta Form. Now Horsham, that's the top 8 listed on screen. The French Quinella in the Vase. Launceston's our next port of call. Sale to follow. 4th race on the card. Heat 4 of the Maidens, where Clifton. And what will happen next as we count down to the Hong Kong Mile? We've got one more race from Hong Kong before the mile, and then of course the Hong Kong Cup at the World Turf Championships. And there he is, Thierry Jaunet, who formerly rode in Hong Kong, and he's ridden to Group 1 success today as the French celebrate a famous Quinella in the Stayers race, a race in which the Aussies, without a representative this year, have enjoyed representation in years gone by. Launceston, as they score up, as I can tell you, Goggles in Hong Kong at $12, 100 to 1 the 2, $35 the 3. In Hong Kong, number 4's a long odds chance 5. Likewise, 6 is at $2.80 in favourite in Hong Kong for Felix Curtsey. Big odds the 7. The 8 is at $25 Hong Kong. And from there, Clement Surprise is at $11 in Hong Kong for Damien Oliver. Robbie Fraud's Ride, the 10 long odds, same for the 11 and 12. Number 13 in Hong Kong is at $4.10. Douglas White is the rider, a horse by Dolphin Street. And number 14, Gift, a Dana Singer horse, which Shane Dye rides for John Size in Hong Kong, is $3.40. And there is the 2 Bullseye. Craig Williams rides at $94. You can see, move the decimal point on the bottom right to the left one, and that's the odds you see in Hong Kong. They bet in $10 units. So it's one of the rank outsiders, but Craig Williams with the ride.
And there is an 8-pound pull in the weights in favour of Clement Supreme. Clement Supreme hit the front in that race, as you may have heard in the commentary from Darren or David or Mark so far, but I just think Damien Oliver will suit this horse. She is still a maiden after some 6 runs, but that nice weight pull, and I think the 1800 will suit. I think Oliver will ride Clement Supreme quietly. I put in number 13, Bowman's Crossing, for second. Ran third in that very same race. That for Rule 1 again gets weight back on for Rule. 14, Gift, I've got in third, coming off 2 very good first-up performances in winning in easier events, but Shane Dye to ride. So, and number 6 for Rule in for fourth. So I'm going away from the favourite. I reckon there's a good form line comparison here, Brendan. 9, 13, 14 and 6. What price the 9 there in Australia at the moment?
$5.10. What did you expect with Damien Oliver on board?
Yeah, currently 9 to 1 here, so a little bit of value. I might go and have some.
Yeah, snap up the Hong Kong value. In those huge... What's the wind pool up to there? Can you see from where you are, Hilton?
Yeah, current wind pool 22.469 million Hong Kong dollars. Place 13.7. Quinella 35 million. Quinella Place 24 million. That's a very popular bet type. It's a bit like boxing a Quinella and getting it all ways there. And the Tierce, 11 million for the trifecta, or Tierce as they call it here. So plenty of money in the pools.
For those doing the currency conversions, I think it's around 4.4 Hong Kong dollars, Hilton, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 in 4, Brendan. Every time I've been into a shop or anything like that, I've had to calculate in my head. 1 in 4.
1 in 4. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's been a winning trip as well. Thanks, Hilton. Hilton Donaldson joining us there. The place Quinella he refers to, one of the most popular bet types, is all you need to find is 2 of the first 3 across the line to enjoy success among your bet types. Now there's the top 8 in betting. As mentioned, Bowman's Crossing, the 13 when we last checked there. Let's head trackside and link up with the team on course, headed by Darren Flindell.
He's been in the money at all 4 runs this season. He must win sooner or later. Everyone seems, well, a lot of people believe he will run the 1,800 metres without any worries.
I do. I just say I think he should run it. I've not got too many qualms about that. It doesn't appear to be too many more to go in. I noticed that Farul has just walked in without any problem at all. Peak Power looks like he'd be one of the last. Let's pass you up to David for the call of the 6th.
Thank you, Mark. And there's a good move here for Clement Supreme, who's well overs at 11. He's now 9.2 at $88, so they bet him hard late. Last one's loaded and we're ready. They're racing. Farul dwelt a little bit at the start. Good Record gets back and Bullseye immediately drags out the last. Otherwise, wider out, Prize Winner will go to the lead from Strong Scotch and Monard's getting over. Clement Supreme racing a bit keenly in the middle. He won't relax early from Gift, who drops on the fence and settles beautifully. From Momentum and right in the middle, Sunshine River. He's trying to ease back and get a spot. Bowman's Crossing between runners from Good Record, Rebel Leader for Rule, Peak Power. Goggles, and last of all, at least 10 off the leader's Bullseye. Out in front is Prize Winner, leads at length. The Strong Scotch second and Monard's 3 deep third. Behind the leader, Clement Supreme travels well, and in the middle, in 5 is Momentum. 6, Sunshine River, 7, Gift, and Bowman's Crossing 8. For Rule is 9, Rebel Leader 10. Good Record travels 11. From next in 12th, Bullseye. Goggles 13 and 14, and last is Peak Power. 1,000 to go. That's what Muscool got me, and out in front is Prize Winner by 1. In second, travelling easily, Strong Scotch. Clement Supreme behind the leader. Monard's deeper. Momentum in the centre as they roll along a bit at the half mile. Next, Sunshine River. Gift just off the bridle to pick up again into the corner. From Bowman's Crossing and for all 3 wide. Rebel Leader under it. From next, Good Record. Bullseye pushing it deeper. Peak Power, Goggles last. They spin the bend. 5.50 out. Prize Winner by only a half length. Monards and Strong Scotch in the middle. Try to get out behind them. Gift, Clement Supreme in front of it, pushing for the run. It's coming. He's getting through. Monards deeper, Sunshine River. Rebel Leader back to the inside. Still in front, rallying hard. Prize Winner. Clement Supreme, Oliver riding hard. Gets him to extend now. Gift switches out though, and Shane's after him. And Bowman's crossing down the middle of the track. Coming home like a cannonball. Sweeps up the Gift. Goes straight past him. Gift is brave, but Bowman's is better. Bowman's Crossing by half a length beats Gift. Clement Supreme third. Bullseye got home late. 4 good run from Rebel Leader, Sunshine River. Goggles next in Peak Power. Strong Scotch, Prize Winner. A break for Rule, not today. Monards, and last, and a long, long last, Good Record. Bowman's Crossing down the middle of the track. David Orton and Douglas White win the 6th event. Gift sprinted well. Bowman's Crossing had a lightweight, as did Gift. They were a bit better than Clement Supreme. No doubt the pulling hard aspect of Clement Supreme has been a big disadvantage to him. He just didn't travel early for Damien. They didn't go hard. He wanted to go faster in the first few hundred.
So it's 13, 14 and 9, David. Winning time will be interesting. They seem to get through some early sections quite well. That one's by Dolphin Street. And David Orton, the trainer, Douglas White in the saddle, coming with a withering burst. And it started third favourite in Hong Kong. Launceston's not too far off. It's our next race for Cotton, beating Gift and Clement Supreme. The winner's name, Bowman's Crossing. 1:49.2 is the time they've run. Now, Dubbo's due to go 7 from now. Scholars 30. Admiral Cozine, the 3's at $8 chance in Hong Kong. Tokai Points at $4.40. He has eased in Hong Kong, the Japanese runner. Of the others, Scenic Peak's about a $21 chance Hong Kong. Super Molly is in Hong Kong at $9.70. Gerard Mosse for David Hayes. And Grand Delight number 12, it's $44 in Hong Kong. Remember Desert Eagle? That was its name when it won an Emirates Stakes. Now with the John Size team, it's called Grand Delight. Hurricane Skyhorse, which is out of Egyptian Ibis. And DuPont is a $67 chance in Hong Kong. It's amazing the influence of the Australians up there when you go through and look at the fields. The likes of John Size is represented in this World Series race. Danny Bagor and Dan Nicolek, David Hayes, Shane Dye are just some of the names. And the English are represented by the William Haggis prepared DuPont, son of Zophonic in the Hong Kong Mile. So this is the third of our international Group 1s. More from there very, very soon. As mentioned, it's worth 14 million Hong Kong dollars. That's our trackside to Launceston. We'd love those few extra million, wouldn't we, Peter?
Great king over the last 100 metres. Are we going to see that today? I think the pace will be on and that will test him. So I don't expect a lot from the Japanese horses today, but as David very well knows upstairs, don't always pick the winners well. But I think the horse to watch is Tokai Point. It's definitely not the price it is. I think, what, 3 to 1 when I was coming downstairs. Yes. It's probably, the best price you should have is about 16 to 1. But Admire Cozine having its last start, and I think it's a sentimental run. Take Utaka, or Utaka Take, having his first ride on the horse because Goto was taken off. Was very upset by it, apparently, because he has ridden the horse for most of its preparation, and he was taken off because of the run in the Mile Championship. Had the horse trapped too wide.
There wasn't that much in the finish. David Rafael brought up the line a bit earlier. Was it a genuine Group 1 field that went around in the Mile Championship that day?
I think it was. I mean, Asian Preston, as we all know, loves to get home late. Ran second last year. I think they ran, from memory, 0.1 faster this year than last year. And, of course, Zeno El Cid, who failed dismally in Hong Kong last year, and Asian Preston came away. And, of course, everyone's looking forward, especially the Asian Preston fans, for David saying Asian Preston is doing it all again, maybe later today.
Okay, we'll leave Murray Johnson there. Some interesting insights into the Japanese. We'll need an insight into Launceston, where they score up. Hopefully Sale doesn't hold and runs because we're getting very close to Hong Kong. Let's go back to Launceston.
Set. They're racing this time. Young Callum was up on the machine, but shortly up.
Point into $4.30.
Yeah, very short here in Hong Kong. Novair has been around the even money mark right throughout betting. This, of course, is this horse's last race before going to stud in Ireland. Has been placed 4 of his last 5 at Group 1 level, but I'm going to steer away from him today. I went with Tokai Point, who finally broke through at Grade 1 level or Group 1 level last start in Japan. Came with a very good finish that day, Tokai Point. Ran 1:32.8 for the mile, and I think that he might well be the sweeper today. The Japanese horses, well, they haven't done too well so far, but this horse seems to be on the up at the right time. So I've got him on top 7 to beat 3, Admire Cozine, a fellow Japanese horse. Admire Cozine, this is indeed his last race also before he retires and goes to stud. He is a horse who's had a lot of trouble in his life. He's broken both hind legs at one stage. He had around a year and a half off Admire Cozine, and he is coming out of off a last start 7th behind Tokai Point, but he has raced well here, Admire Cozine, before. 7 from the 3, number 10, Super Molly, the best local miler, trained by David Hayes, and number 9 in for 4th, Scenic Peak. Bit of sentimental money will be going on. 7, 3, 10, 9.
Interesting one also. Hilton at 12, Grand Delight raced here as Desert Eagle and won a Group 1. Let's link up with the broadcast team headed by Darren Flindell and also David Rafael.
On offer before for Tillerman was totally ridiculous, and they've bet him back down to 33 to 1. Admire Cozine being bet late, his last run 85 only a few minutes ago. He's now $64. Now there's the favourite, even money, and there's only a couple to move in. Tillerman, who we're talking about, he's now 30 to 1, $310. And Scenic Peak, who's a Group 1 winner last time from an inside gate and a good draw, is not fallen his way today. He's got 13. Just about ready to go. Last one coming towards the gates. Those in the middle standing well. They're all in. Flag is up. We're ready to rumble. And racing in the mile. An even start. Grand Delight jumped well. Supermoddy's getting over. Admire Cozine lands right there, as does Navarre, and Gateman trying to stay in touch early with KOK. Supermoddy easing behind them from Electronic Unicorn. Torquay Point back to the inside. Tillerman, Olympic Express, and last of all, about 8 lengths off the leaders, DuPont. Grand Delight outside Admire Cozine, and out wide Scenic Peak with Gateman keeping him there. Navarre the inside, a good trip early. KOK outside them. From Supermoddy, Torquay Point, Electronic Unicorn niggled at. Olympic Express back third last with Tillerman, and DuPont last of all. At the 1,000, Grand Delight took over. Gateman to second. Admire Cozine got the sit in third. Not Scenic Peak, the Aussie stuck out there 3 deep. In between them, KOK from Supermoddy, Navarre the rail. Torquay Point, Olympic Express, followed by Electronic Unicorn. Still niggled at inside horses. DuPont keeps him snookered. Last Tillerman, who'll come with 1 run. On the circle, on the outside, Gateman laying it down to Grand Delight, and Scenic Peak on the outside. KOK in the middle. Admire Cozine behind the leaders. Supermoddy getting closer. Olympic Express travels okay, comes into it well. Torquay Point held up. Frankie needs a lot of luck on Navarre. He's trying to get between them. Gateman, Electronic Unicorn out wider. Back behind them, Tillerman, 200 to go. Olympic Express lets down. Comes after Supermoddy. Admire Cozine right there. Scenic Peak battling. Admire Cozine in front. Here comes Electronic Unicorn sweeping home. Olympic Express in front. Electronic Unicorn, Torquay Point sweeping late. The Unicorn driving. Olympic Express wins it ahead. Beats Electronic Unicorn. Torquay Point, nearly a dead heat for third. With Admire Cozine, Supermoddy next, followed by KOK. Navarre not out a winner. Scenic Peak next in, DuPont, Tillerman. Gateman's knocked up, and Grand Delight has run in last of all. Hong Kong, what a day to remember. Olympic Express, the Derby winner. Ivan Allen has produced the miracle. Great scenes downstairs. The connections going crazy. Hong Kong so proud today. First it was all thrills too. And now our Derby winner. Olympic Express came with a dashing run. Oh, he travelled on the corner. Ma Wing, great rider. Had him on a good hold, and when he let him down, didn't he rally? Admire Cozine was in front. He's tough. He's a grand horse. So hard to get past. Olympic Express got him. 100 to go. It was Electronic Unicorn, the closer. Electronic Unicorn just had to give him a bit of a start. He closed as hard as we know he can. Olympic Express was able to hold him. A great 1-2 for Hong Kong. What a memorable day. Torquay Point dashing home with Olympic Express in the middle. Has he been able to get third? Admire Cozine on the rail. It's very tricky to tell. Yes, he's clearly run third. Admire Cozine 4. And Supermoddy holding true form lines. Running only a length and a half. Not even that, in fact. Maybe 2 lengths off the winner.
A great run, Scenic Peak, considering he had him 3 wide the entire way after jumping from that very wide gate. So 8, 4, 7 and 3 up on the semaphore board. So 7 has run third. Torquay Point, $1.80. It was a very popular chance, but big odds. Olympic Express earlier on when we looked, it was paying about $36 in Hong Kong. Now, full details shortly. Horsham, there's Lots of Love Lombo, which is the Toad's favourite ahead of Mosquito Magic. In Hong Kong, they celebrate Wei Chong Ma Wing. Flag in this gigantic sea of people celebrating as well. Wei Chong Ma Wing, South African-born jockey. It's one of the all-time greats of the turf in South Africa. A Triple Crown winner. Horse Chestnut was the horse he had great success with. This is his 5th season in Hong Kong, and he's ridden 124 winners up until this season. 62 winners last season. He regularly rides for Ivan Allen. Have a look at the scene. Have a look at the crowd as they lap it up. 1:34.9 is the winning time. Note 1:34.9 for those time and form students. 4th went the way of Admire Cozine. So Japanese runners 3rd and 4th. Last year on this day, they won 3 of the 4 international races. This year, the locals have won 2, and the French of Quinella the other. One more to come. It's the Hong Kong Cup. A strong Marwing for Ivan Allen as the trophies are handed over, a former winner of the Hong Kong Derby. And there is Ivan Allen, who's enjoyed so much success, particularly breeding-wise too, down under. At Launceston, it's Just Donald and Try a Crouch as the press was successful in the Hong Kong Mile. A winner of the Hong Kong Champions Mile and Hong Kong Derby last season. And there's great success and jubilation for the locals on International Race Day. The Hong Kong Cup awaits us, though. We're back in Hong Kong in about 22 minutes for the next of our Group 1s. Fans at $7.50, Irish Preston $3.40, Indian Creek 77s, $36 Paolini. The odds I'm reading out of those that they're paying in Hong Kong. Dano Mast, the 6 is a $24 chance Hong Kong. Dr. Moore for John Size is an $18 chance. Shane Dye rides. Precision $42, 43 Come See You. Housemaster 17 for Wei Ching Marwing, and 29 Cellini. Also in Hong Kong, Royal Treasure, known here as Sarsen Trail. It's an $83 chance in Hong Kong. That gives you an insight where the favourite Grandira is paying $2 in Hong Kong, and Aishan Preston for Yuichi Fukunaga at $3.40. Sarafan is the third favourite, prepared by the master American mentor Neil Drysdale and Corey Nakatani rides. And there is the 5 Paolini, the German runner. Andreas Voller is the trainer. Andrei Suborix is the rider. So an international cast, Gerard Mosse rides Dano Mast, the Danish with a runner in this year's Hong Kong Cup. So as we count down to the action, those colours there, Andy Suborix and the Germans. Will they collect the cash with that horse Paolini? Time will tell. Horsham's due in about 25 seconds from now. Dr. Moore is a Danehill horse which John Size trains, and Shane Dye has the rider board. And there is the 6 Dano Mast, which has come through from Denmark for this Michael Justice Kennel, a big ginger boy greyhound. We're just awaiting the latest odds to come through in Hong Kong. But Hilton Donaldson online. What's Grandira currently paying up there, Hilton? Look at the massive crowd watching on.
Yeah, currently $1.70 or odds of 7 to 10 or 4 to 6 in Hong Kong. He's very short, way too short. 370 the 3, number 2 770, and the rest are 20 to 1 or better. I went with 3 Aishan Preston to win. He comes into this race with an identical preparation that he had last year when he won the Hong Kong Mile. He is going to be very hard to beat Aishan Preston. He went down a neck to Tokai Point. He stamped the form in the previous with a great run in the previous event, the Vase. So, the mile, I should say. Now, in for second, I've got number 5, Paolini. This horse is a massive price. It's way over the odds. The horse first up ran second to Grandira in the Singapore International Cup, and then had no luck in the Arlington Million. Was close up in that race. Sarafan was in that race as well. There's a lot of form out of that Arlington Million, that WRSC race. And then he had no luck there next time out against Grandira when he got checked on the home corner in the Prince of Wales Stakes. And he was sick last time out, as Andreas Waller has told us throughout the week on Sky. He's a massive price, the 5. He's currently 27 to 1 here in Hong Kong. Number 2, Sarafan in for third. Trained by Neil Drysdale, who of course is a Hall of Famer in the US, the man who trained for Fusaichi Pegasus to win that Kentucky Derby. And Sarafan's form is very good. Went down a nose in the Japan Cup. Some say he should have won it. 1 Grandira I've put in for 4th. I'm just looking for the value. He looks well, as you can see. He's relaxed. He's switched on. Very alert, but you can't win them all.